Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back for another Walking Dead video. Today I want to talk about just a couple of images that are floating around out there that are really probably kind of freaking people out and just setting certain expectations or just, about the Walking Dead as it stands right now with our only two shows in that universe and the potential that if these are not AI images or false images or what have you, that they could just basically destroy what we have left of this universe and just drive away more fans than it already has. But a couple of these images, I can just say that when people come up with these images, if they are indeed fake, is that The Walking Dead right now, people are very bored with it and they're coming up with ways to shake it up, to hype up anything that's coming up because of the state that it's in. It's not as exciting as it used to be. The last exciting thing we had was The Ones Who Live, but that also ended in a way that was not favorable amongst fans. It was very hyped up and just overhyped, and it did not pay out what we hoped it would have done, and just it could have been more. They could have done more with it. And to go along with that too, I mean, we had Daryl Dixon. Season 2, not that great. Just they seem to be doing a lot of things that just basically disregard that entire first season and just the direction they're taking it now. And that's kind of the first thing I want to tackle about one of these images that's floating around out there that's really kind of, to me anyways, really just kind of pissing me off and just further kind of proving my theory about why they did the things they did in Season 2. But this first image, we got this image from the trailer where we have Daryl and Carol sitting around this fire. Carol's got her shoulder exposed, and it's a really kind of awkward scene, basically. And it just looks like they're setting it up to have Daryl and Carol become a couple, which is just the dumbest thing possible. They don't have that kind of relationship. They are brother, sister, best friends, whatever you want to call it. They've never had any kind of romantic entanglement or romantic kind of hinting at their relationship. And you have your people out there that really want this, but a lot of us don't want this. It just would not work for their characters. Their friendship is just too valuable for that kind of thing. And it would just, in my opinion, really be a cop-out considering what they did last season, which was kill off Isabel, who was actually a love interest of Daryl. They introduced her, we got to know her, we got to like her, and then all of a sudden she's just dead as soon as Carol shows up. And that's kind of the big gripe I have anyways, and I did a whole video about this too, so I'll link it. But the video I did was just kind of more in depth about what we want to talk about today, which was just what they seem to be doing, which was when they killed off Isabel. It just seems like with they killed off Madame Genet, they held Condron up and just disappear in that tunnel, and the finale was hyped up and it turned out to be nothing. And what they did essentially was just sever the France storyline and kind of disregard everything that happened just because Carol is now back in the picture. But with the image that I'm going to pop up here, it's seeming like they are trying to shake up the Walking Dead world. If this is not a fake image, but a lot of people seem to agree that it is AI, but we have this image of Daryl and Carol kissing around that fire or whatever. It's kind of an extension of that scene, I guess, but a lot of us believe that this is fake. This is just something to really get people riled up about Walking Dead again. But with what they're trying to do, if this is not fake, this would be the dumbest idea ever. As someone who has been watching this since the beginning, seeing the progression of their relationship, yes, there was some kind of flirtation, at least on Carol's side, when they were first becoming friends and they were becoming survivors together. But with how their friendship and whatever has progressed, yes, they do love each other very much. They care deeply about each other, but as friends, as brother and sister type of relationship. And to see them kind of couple up after they just basically intentionally killed Isabel off to make room for her, kind of shove Isabel off to the side and disregard her and forget about her forever, that would be the dumbest thing possible they could do for this. And it would just be very detrimental to The Walking Dead. Maybe that's too strong of a word, but it would just really be in poor taste. It would just take away from what their friendship has been all these years and just kind of also spit on all of Season 1 of Daryl Dixon, which was way better than Season 2. I really enjoyed that season and just how they introduced everybody and him into this new environment. But then they come into Season 2 and just decide, well, we're done, Carol's back, we're going to get rid of all these people and all this storyline that we've developed over this whole season, and we're just going to shoehorn her back into this season, and now it's the Daryl and Carol adventure again, as it was supposed to be in the beginning. And that is just, I think, the worst thing they could possibly do. But kind of going on the same topic and moving on to another image that has been floating around out there that I'm pretty sure this is clearly AI, and they would just be really, really stupid if they did this. But we have a picture here of Maggie and Negan kissing, and this came up, I think, a month or so ago, where people were freaking out. This is something that came from that trailer, and it does come from a similar scene, but this is clearly AI. This would never happen. It would just completely disregard everything that Maggie has been at odds with Negan for over the last 6-7 years, and just kind of desecrate the memory of Glenn too in the process. And it would just be a really stupid move on the Walking Dead part, on Scott Gimple, anybody involved that would even consider this. I heard that Jeffrey Dean Morgan has kind of said, yes, this would be kind of a cool idea, but I really hope they don't go with any part of that, because it would just be a poor writing decision, one amongst many within the Walking Dead world, with Fear, with Tales, all that stuff. It would just be a really poor writing decision, just a regression in their character developments. And to see them become a couple, at that point, you might as well just stop watching the show, because it's just kind of blatantly ignoring everything that has been over the last 6-7+ years of what their relationship is supposed to be, which is, Maggie's always held this grudge, and she's made it very apparent and just clear that she will never forgive Negan for what he did. And he is also a married man, but I mean, his wife is kind of out of the picture at the moment with their child there in hiding or whatever. But to have them come in and go this far, that would be just a very terrible thing to do, and it would ruin from what this show can do or what this show can become, because at this moment, Dead City's kind of its own story, and it's not linking to anything else within the Walking Dead world, and we're not being led astray, or we're not being led on by what could be. And yes, there's always the possibility that we could see some cameos from other Walking Dead characters. We kind of got that indication with some leaked set photos that came out early spring. But this is a no-go. I hope they don't do this. I hope this is 100% AI. I'm pretty sure it is. But anyways, that's just a couple of images I wanted to cover. Just kind of give my thoughts and opinions on them. And hope for the best with The Walking Dead, because as of right now, it's very boring. There's not a whole lot going on. There's no news about Rick. There's no news about any reunions. And just, it's not the hyped up, exciting show that it used to be within those first 4 or 5 seasons. And right now, we're just kind of all on standby for what could be the next big thing, because we know we got Dead City coming out in the spring somewhere, actually probably in the next few months. February, March is the time frame that we're supposed to be getting. And then Daryl Dixon Season 3, which is filming and supposed to be out sometime in the fall. So I really hope they do something to really spice up The Walking Dead, kind of bring it back to what it used to be, but I just don't have any faith right now. And with them kind of just ignoring Rick, and yes, he's back home, but the timelines are just a complete mess. Nobody knows anything. Nobody's talking. Maybe Carol knows and she's just lying. I guess we'll have to wait and see. But anyways, guys, if you enjoyed my video, if you enjoyed the discussion about these photos, please leave your likes, leave your comments. It takes 2 seconds. And subscribe to the channel. I'd really appreciate it. Until next time, guys, take care. Bye. Wish you would stop slamming fucking doors.